with friends.
That you try to have.
I think setting an intention or even asking yourself a simple question like, what do I want?
They're friendly as well.
I think the technology is going to be
recruit other celebrities to partake in AI-powered conversations.
I think they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they're already looking at a sustainable, healthier, and joyful world. And that can only have meditation, which is always preceded by 4 questions. Who am I? What do I sense? It's either a sensation or a perception or an image or a feeling or a thought.
We started the segment, say, when we get those.
Yeah, it's a great question because they have not focused on it at all. I mean, William Barr, our Attorney General, just went to Italy to try to meet with Joseph Mifsud, and we know what Mifsud's story is, and they used a dossier that Hillary Clinton paid for. It goes back to the Clinton machine. It's just extraordinary to me. So I don't, you know what, to be honest, Griff, I don't think we're going to hear anything from the mainstream media. We'll see what happens when this IG report comes out because everybody on both sides of the aisle should be outraged by this.
Well, they'll wait. They'll have to wait and see what Nancy Pelosi says about
That's
it.
right.
And they'll repeat that.
That's
and
right.
echo that.
We got to let you go because you got to get upstairs and
Thanks for you.
Thank you so much.
Tax reform about.
We're excited to be moving into 2016. Our pipeline continues to move.
That certainly is a positive for earnings. Overall, in terms of the economy, what do you see in 2016?
Well, this is a new category of drugs that stimulates the body's immune system. And over the weekend, we had some pretty remarkable data come out with respect to
tax rate. Does this become more of an
code that doesn't put U.S. companies at a disadvantage? And that means lowering the
Tim Cook from Apple on 60 Minutes over the weekend basically saying it's hogwash. These are wide margin, high margin drugs. In terms of the pipeline, how do you characterize
products? And we're going to continue to do that.
You know, you and I were having a conversation about regulating drug prices. Look, we know that there are profiteers in some areas of the...
will allow us to sustain the R&D to find the next important breakthrough. So we try to optimize the prices. We don't think about maximizing prices.
Right.
We think that there's a reason to be socially responsible and to take the long view.
And if you've got a free market, at least you've got others in R&D in the coming year.
Yeah, we absolutely will continue to invest at a very high rate.
And to you, happy holidays, Ken Frazier.
US Open champion Tracy Austin. Tracy's about to give us some serving tips before we go head-to-head with the FBN crew and Sean Hannity, who's panels right now.
Doing simulcast. And thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Tracy, look, we have a special guest. So Sean Hannity, we saw him in the hallway.
My son's a great player. Her son was the #1 recruit in the country.
Well, your daughter's a great player. You know his daughter's 25th in the country.
Absolutely. He's got 2 children that play.
Yeah, he does.
My
Patrick's
son,
too.
he's going away tomorrow, so say hello to the people. Glasses on. You like that? Yes.
He's been working on
Thanks for joining us about for 5 minutes.
Well, the problem is you can't throw it up high enough for me. I like to really get into it. And then I
Show us how it's done.
You don't have to have a big budget. You're the nighttime show. We can't talk it up. Hey, they don't let me do the show outside in the summertime. Have barbecue and concerts though.
You recognize this guy, right? Absolutely. Why is he here so early in the morning? Yeah.
I'm actually involved in a movie, and I'm doing my role today.
Cool. What movie is it?
It's called Let There Be Light. Kevin Sorbo, and it's a really good movie. Yeah.
Nice.
We heard about it over the weekend.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
When you say you're involved in the movie, what does that mean? Are you in the movie?
I'm financing the movie.
Okay, you're fine.
And Andy's in it.
Yeah, and I'm in it. I'm
You're a star.
I don't know about the star. I have a very minor role. Let's not get
All right,
crazy.
so I think you should take on Tracy Austin. You're a really good player.
Well, we got to have the business channel take on Fox News.
and Friends?
And there's 2 studs, Pete Hegseth, the college hoop player, and Sean Hannity are going to represent Fox News.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Come on, Tracy.
I should have practiced.
Let's get in the cage.
Putting my phone down.
Okay, Brian.
Putting my phone down.
Okay, Brian.
I got to win for the five now.
Oh, so Sean's first?
No, Maria
Maria's
goes
first. Okay, Maria, here we go.
Clobbered.
Just a couple. Just toss it up
Be
nice and
yourself.
gently and hit the heck out of it like you're mad at somebody. Okay. Arms together. Yes! Woohoo! Yes, yes!
Kennedy playing Sean.
Maria wants to do another.
Oh, very focused. Excellent. Rocket-head speed. I like it. Okay.
Broadcast journalism has been very good to Bartiromo, and that also applies to her bank account. The Fox Business anchor has socked away an estimated $50 million. According to The Street, Bartiromo is one of television's 10 highest-paid news anchors, with an annual salary of $10 million. In addition to her Fox Business salary, Bartiromo has some other revenue streams funneling cash into her account. One of these is her sideline as a writer. She's written several books, including Use the News, How to Separate the Noise from the Investment Nuggets and Make Money in Any Economy, The 10 Laws of Enduring Success, and The Cost, Trump, China, and American Revival, published in 2020.
Important you care about it, you make the time, and my children are forgiving.
And I think, you know what, you are the face of really the chic shoe. I mean it.
That's very kind of
think
you.
of you after so much in Sex and the City. By the way, everybody here wants to know, are you going to do another Sex and the City film?
We have no plans to do a third.
No.
I know the story, but if and when we tell it remains a mystery even to me.
Good morning. Great to be with you all. Secretary, thanks so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be home in Los Angeles and here.
And giving us clarity on really one of the most important issues in terms of the economy and all of our personal lives as well. Last week, you came out with a white paper of sweeping tax reform, lowering taxes on the tax proposals.
Sure. Well, again, thank you for having me here. And Mike,
Mohammed, the market has priced in a lot of optimism right now. And while
looking at, how does regulation, how do you start up mortgage market again from a private perspective with the GSE reform?
Let me get some traction, and we haven't actually seen it yet because we're now on a new path toward raising. But do you worry that the Federal Reserve is on now a new path toward raising interest rates just at the time that we're just beginning to see the economy get some traction, and we haven't actually seen it yet because we just had a GDP report of 0.7%, which was underwhelming. Is now the time to ramp it up in terms of raising rates?
Yes. First of all, the GDP number.
I think it's, again, we start talking about the U.S. a lot. Brexit's still alive over there, French elections, the German multi-level issue to manage.
Yeah. But, being one of the people here old enough to remember the Reagan administration, right?
What we need to see in some respects is...
In Europe, you're seeing what? Are people warming up to Europe at this point or not?
They haven't...
As if we went back 12 to 24 months, CEOs that are selling, into China.
Artificial intelligence to take over my job, and and some people say.
And I think the other piece that's very important in this evolution.
Yeah.
Getting hit or getting an advantage. I believe.
All right, we will leave it there. Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much, ladies and gentlemen.